Hi everyone, it's Jody from An Eye for Beauty, and today is Thursday, July 29, 2021. And I wanted to pull a card today and share a message from the angels to help us on this journey that is getting a little more difficult, to say the least. I know that a lot of people are feeling like they are alone, that their feelings don't matter, that what they feel to be best for themselves does not matter, because there is an energy out there of such control and such bullying, to the point that if you don't agree with the feelings of most people, then there's something wrong with you, that you're doing something wrong, and that you're hurting everybody else. But I want to take everyone back to the time before a year and a half ago happened. And never did anybody get in anybody else's business when it came to what an individual was going to do with their own body. And if you don't realize this, part of this awakening process has to do with emotionally maturing. Because part of being emotionally mature is knowing when to back off, knowing when to not cross over a boundary, knowing when to keep yourself in your own space, and knowing when to actually 100% take care of your own physical body. Not just listening to what someone is or someone's are telling you to do and taking it at face value without using any critical thinking, any curiosity to say, something doesn't make sense and I'm going to question why. And if you are a person that's questioning and you're noticing that when you question, you're not getting an answer, that is a red flag. And that is happening a lot. To share an example of this, yesterday I went to get my nails done. And I sat in the nail place doing what was being done for over an hour and a half. And it was a chaotic energy. And on the television screen was the news. And I don't know why they play the news, but it's on replay. And it's not that I was watching it, because I don't watch the news. But every time I looked up, it was another conversation about this thing. Another conversation and another conversation. And I literally left there with a headache. Because every time I looked up, it's like I couldn't get away from it. It's all over the screen. It is being completely pushed upon everybody. And maybe somebody just wants to turn on the news to see like what's going on with the weather, what's going on in the world generally speaking. And you can't get away from these conversations. You have to ask yourself, why? Why is it constant? And it is an absolute way to make anyone that watches it be in full energy of fear. And when you're in an energy of fear, you're not grounded. And you don't feel safe. And you don't feel protected. And you can't think clearly when you are not fully grounded. And what does being grounded mean? Knowing that you are present. What happens when you're in fear is you're already thinking into the future. You're already thinking about what's going to happen if you don't listen to what you just watched. Instead of sitting quietly, pausing, and saying, okay, how do I feel about all of this? All of this being what's coming at me? Am I using my intuition? Am I using that inner voice to say, something doesn't sound right, because there is so much hypocrisy going on? What is being demanded of you? Just remember, you have no idea if the people demanding it of you have actually done it. And I can guarantee you they haven't. Because this is going on long before a year and a half. It is an agenda. And it is an agenda to control the population. So understand that as we walk through this time right now, and as we walk through this constant berating energy of fear, if you want to stay in alignment with your true higher self, and if you want to remain in a place of calm and a place of peace, and a place of not having chaos. There are a couple of steps right now that it's important for you to take. And if you want to stay in that place of fear and you want to watch the news and you want to believe everything that you hear without being curious and questioning and just not knowing that you're safe, then this video is not for you. But for those that want to kind of, step away from this because it is becoming too much, the angels are coming forth. And the first card that comes up is the angels are trying to support you. And the card says, the universe has heard your silent call for help. And of course, inside the mind, there's all this chatter that goes on, and you might still hold a fear over anything that's going on in your world right now. And even if we had a conversation on this video about other things, we cannot forget that the world stuff is happening. Because if you pretend it's not happening, you're not really present and you're sticking your head in the sand. And you can't do that right now. Part of the evolution process is to face head on what is happening. And that is what is happening. We need to face head on. Are we hearing? Are we hearing that inner voice? And are we asking the angels to support us through this process? That's our first card. Give them permission, because we have free will. We have free will. God gave us free will. And that truth is an absolute truth. And unfortunately, humans are manipulating the truth of God who gave you free will. So the angels want to remind you, and you should be giving them permission if you need support. Because if you're feeling like you're like the only one that is feeling a certain way, the angels want to help you. So call upon them. You will feel their presence in a way that they know that you will receive that sign. Everybody will receive it differently. But when you give them permission, they will come in and they will support you. That's the first card. 3 cards came out. The second card is God of Conflict Resolution. And this is definitely a lot of conflict. And this card is saying you're being encouraged to walk away from the current conflict. So take a moment with everything that is going on. Are you seeing it and you're aware of it? And in that awareness, is it affecting you? Is it a heaviness? Is it controlling your day? Are you giving it energy? Are you giving it power? Because the more that you give it energy and the more that you give it power, the more it perpetuates. What instead you're being asked to do is to step back. Step back and let go. There has to be some sort of acceptance in terms of seeing what is going on. That doesn't mean you agree with agendas that are being sent towards you. But in accepting it, you're kind of letting go, you're surrendering, you're releasing. Because part of this process is that we have to walk through this in order for us to evolve. We are at a point right now where it's getting louder, and you're seeing that. And what is important to you, that's where you take a stand, and a firm stand at that. You don't waver, but you don't walk into the conflict either. Because if it's going to create chaos inside of you instead of inner peace, it's not something that you should be engaging in. And that's what the angels want to remind you. And if you're feeling that anxiousness or that chaotic state or disharmony inside your body, call upon the archangels to help you, because they want to help you walk through it, work through it, let it go, surrender it. So that's our second card. But the most important card is the third card, the Angel of Vision. And it says, someone is not revealing part of the story. Trust your feelings over what others say. And I want you to really think about that in any area of your life, and definitely the world stuff right now. Do you stop and say, Something doesn't sound right. Something doesn't make sense. Do you ask yourself those questions? And if you ask yourself those questions, what is the answer rising up? It is so important to be curious, and it is so important to stay sovereign. Sovereign in standing firm in your beliefs, in your knowingness. When you just know something, you know it. And no matter what anybody says, the energy around it might sound like something's off. And that's when you know your inner voice is truly loud and strongly coming through. And that is what you need to listen to. Because part of the process of evolution is going within and knowing that you know what's best for you, nobody else. And if there's any aspect of anything going on that seems off, that seems like a red flag, this card is basically validating that what you're feeling is accurate, because we are not hearing part of the story. I don't know if all of the story will be revealed, but what I do know is that the most crucial thing for you right now to know is that you need to stand in your truth, and you need to not give away your power to the energy of all of it, but instead stand firm in what you feel is best and right for you, for your highest good. And that includes, if you're a parent, for your children, standing in your truth. The moment you want to react is the moment you have to step back and look at what trauma or what wound or what is triggering you and why is that rising up. Because then it's not about anybody else but what's going on inside of you. So I hope that this message, although a little somber, helps and serves you to really stand in your power. I want you to know that you are safe and you are protected, even if you don't believe it. You are. Because even though our Creator is watching this all happen right now, He's still protecting you. He's still keeping you safe. Every one of us has a plan on the earth, a path that we need to follow. And so you might be listening to this and saying, well, then why did some people get sick? Just remember, people get sick all the time. It didn't start happening 1.5 years ago. People get sick from all different things, all of the time. Because that is the plan. It is called the Akashic Record. You can look it up. And it is the plan that you made with your Creator before you stepped onto the earth. And there is nothing that can change that plan. So instead of putting all of your energy into worry, how about switching it into prayer? How about calling upon the angels to guide you and support you and keep you safe and keep you protected? And most importantly, how about taking personal responsibility for taking care of yourself in all ways, not just in this? Because at the end of the day, this is just something we don't really know about, and it's not a suit of armor. You have to take care of your mind, your body, and your spirit through food, through meditation, through walking in nature, through prayer, through eating right, through exercising. There are so many ways to take care of your physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional body. Coming for Reiki to clear your energy spaces. Understand that when something comes into that physical body and you don't rectify it, it gets stuck in your energy. And that is where pain is created. So there are so many aspects to having a healthy body, not just one thing. So I hope that this message helps you to start to use your discernment and start to listen to your intuition. And most importantly, start to call upon the Archangels to guide you and support you on this journey, because it's definitely getting tough and loud, and we need as much support as we can get. And if you're looking for a circle of support, let's all grab hands energetically or speak wise and get together. I wish you a great day. Bye-bye.